Good morning, welcome to today's RC Coffee Chat. I'm Matt and welcome aboard. Let's see what we've got in store for you today. Now I have 8 topics for us to cover today. Number 1 is your vote in the Facebook group. Number 2 is a massive thank you for Tom's interview yesterday. We also have another thank you as well. We also have the results. The results are in from your votes, and we will find out which colour is the fastest. Nuts were ragged, so there is like 3 sections which we'll do in each of these coffee chats, and nuts were ragged is going to be one of the new ones. Also talking of new ones, a new section called which is better. We also topic number 7, I was wrong as well. That was really nice to be wrong in that instance. And number 8 is on the workbench. So with that said, let's go to your votes in the Facebook group. Now, Ruts. Thank you, sir. That was absolutely hilarious. Now I need to change my window on there. So Ruds put a vote up a couple of days, 12 hours ago in the Facebook group. And this is the kind of confidence which you have in my outstanding flying abilities. So the votes were, and apparently this is for the EFXtra, how long it will last me. So the resounding winner currently is 1 day. I'm surprised by the number of people which went for 1 lipo. Genuinely surprised. Good confidence there, ladies and gents. It will last long and prosper. Thank you, Ken. I can see Ken's face on there. And then there who added that one? 1 low high-speed pass, gravity waves, tree of doom, shrubs of shreddiness, neighbouring paddock, sprayed foam by confetti. Come on. Let's make the box fly. Unfortunately, I don't have the box anymore. It's gone. So we won't be doing one of that. We won't be doing it in that instance. Someone suggested it might get cut in half by the car door. Somebody else suggested I'll end up selling it. Or I'm the only one which has been voted for 1 takeoff. Come on. Oh, hilarious. The other topic number 2 is I would like to say a massive thank you to Tom for joining us yesterday. Now, if you've not seen that interview and general chit chat with Tom, it's episode 131. Absolutely fantastic. Tom is he is a test pilot for new Hobby King models, and he's I can't remember if it was in the chat, but he has alluded to he has a new model with him at the moment. Doesn't even have any decals or anything on it. He can't say what it is, but he is a test pilot for Hobby King, which was super cool. And then we went through and we spoke about his history of models and some of his unscheduled landings as well. Fantastic chat and really, really cool guy. So if you've not seen that one yet, there is a link to that in the video description and also in, get this the right side, the top right hand side. Now this does now nicely lead us into Shout Out Corner. So this is where I pause for a few moments just to say thank you to everybody who's been enjoying on us live here this morning. Now, if you are watching the recorded version, you can still say howdy down in the comments section. So good morning, Turbo Tyler. Good morning, Nick. Scrolling down, Brutus the Ugly. Good morning, Marco. Good morning. Lauren, good morning. Nick, good morning. Gordon, good morning. Wayne, good morning. Just scrolling down. Sorry, we're chit-chatting for quite a while. Styrola, Jim, Andy, Philip, Phil, good morning. Andy, Anthony, Henry, Kev's in the house as well. Good morning, Riff. Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Olin. And I'm still having to scroll. Good morning, Ruds. Yes. Yes, Ruds. That was most amusing this morning when I was reading that. That was quite funny. And good morning, Mr. Neverpace. Good morning. Right, on to our next topic, which I'm going to switch back to our normal screen. Also, we had the live unboxing yesterday, no, it was the day before. Apologies, work's crazy at the moment, and on that day when I recorded that, I did over 3 hours worth of live video, so my brain is still fried from doing that. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Kev for sorting out the 2 undesirables. That's me not saying that they were twats in the chat. So a number of you got upgrades over last couple of days, so you'll notice those in blue in the actual live chat. I've turned the blue off in the chat above my head. Thank you, big thank you to Kev for sorting those out. Also note several other members received moderator status as well, and also actually in that episode too is a big thank you to Stuart as well from Hobby King Live, who joined us and was helping out in the chat as well. So yeah, thank you Stuart too. The next topic which we have is what is the fastest colour. Now this is where we go back and revisit the votes which went in, and on my screen, my head's in the way so you have to take my word for it, is red the fastest colour. Now we did have 2 options there. They were yes, and the resounding winner there was yes, red is the fastest colour, and 28 of you were absolutely correct in that episode. Then we had which colour is which EFXtra colour is the fastest, and again, red won. So we had 39 of you were absolutely correct that red is the fastest colour. Well done to everybody who voted for this. And I'm just keeping half an eye on the chat and on the left-hand side. Kev says, just happy to help. Thanks for trusting me with the blue spanner. Henry says, interview with Stu from Hobby King. Yeah, I'd like to do that at some point in the future. Absolutely, Stu. You've got my contact details. That would be super cool. I know that you've got some new models coming out, and maybe we can get a glimpse of what's coming for the rest of the year. That would be super cool. And what was the other topic which you had? Oh, yeah, the vote, which was in the Facebook group as well. Yes, red apparently is the colour to go for. So, yeah, it does turn out that red is the fastest colour for the EFXtra. Well done, ladies and gents. Now, our next section is called Nuts Were Ragged. Now, this is where I go and grab a screenshot out of the Facebook group for the photos which you've been posting in there lately, and I need to choose the right tab. There we go. So the first one we have is from Chris Beard. That is a Rajet which has landed in a field. So thank goodness the United Kingdom of wetness has been so wet lately. So that was probably very, very easy to pull out. Now there is another entry for the Nuts Were Ragged section. And that's Brian. Oh my goodness me, that is a brand new EFXtra in the ground. Apparently you needed to use a screwdriver to get the nose cone out of the, out of the ground. So that is a sorry sight. Now keep those 2 in the back of your mind, because I did say there was a new section coming up. It is called Which is Better. Now this is where you get to vote on which landing was the best, and you can do that in the top right hand corner of your screen. Is it Chris Beard's untimely landing of the Rajet, or is it Brian Collins' proper landing of an EFXtra where he needed to use a screwdriver to get it out? You do get chance to vote. So let's go back to the main screen. Remember, you can vote on this. It's in the top right-hand corner of your screen, and you can choose between Chris's or Brian's. Which landing was the best? I don't know. You get to vote, and tomorrow we will be taking a look at that to see which one wins. So, yeah. So if you do stuff it in, get your phone out, get a photograph, stick it in the Facebook group, and we'll stick it in the following day's RC Coffee Chat. And there is I already know what's going to be in tomorrow's RC Coffee Chat for the Nuts Were Ragged session. Crazy times. Crazy times. Topic number 7 this morning. And actually, I'm quickly going to pause just to say, for those of you who've just been and joined us, by the looks of it, Stuart's actually turned up from Hobby King Live's been and turned up in the live chat. Good morning. Flying and Bo. The Guinness has also been and joined us as well. And apologies if I've missed anybody else's who's been enjoying us. I've just seen Jeff up at the top as well. So good morning. The next topic is one which I'm actually really glad that I can say to you, which was I was wrong. And the thing that I was wrong with is, let me get this video up, and I've put links to these in the video description for you, is that when we did the live unboxing beforehand, it was literally, talk about timing, we had the EFXtra turn up, and then I had 2 other models turn up as well, which have been waiting like 2 weeks for to turn up, because we had the Chinese New Year. We had an Edge 540, which is unbelievably beautiful. In fact, I'm going to pause for a moment so I can show you in more detail how, wherever I did with it. There it is. Yeah, I wasn't really able to show you this one on the live version. Let me just go. Yeah, let me choose a smaller piece to show you. I really hope this comes out. Can you see that? And again, it's trying to pick my head up in the background. Can you see that? I'm absolutely amazed by that. The finish on it is unbelievable. And what they've done, and I'll put that back on the web camera, is that they've been and sandwiched. You've got an EPP layer in the middle, and then you've got like a 3mm layer on top, which they've been on and painted. And that's how you get such a beautiful finish on it. Look at the finish on that. I've not seen a finish like that on an EPP model before. I was like thoroughly impressed. Anyway, coming back onto the topic for a moment is, yeah, we had the 3 models turn up. We had the EFXtra turn up. We had the Edge 540, which is absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to get that one out and built and flown, because it just looks absolutely amazing. But then we had the F22, and this is one of the big things, is that if you do receive a box which is in less than ideal conditions, just whip out your phone and take a video of it so that you've got it recorded. And I did a video on this one. I was like, what the smeg? It's the state of the box. It was triangular, which is just not right, and I thought we were just going to have complete foam snow inside the box. So I took a video of it, and look, I just stuck it on YouTube. Well, they asked for a video, so I stuck it on YouTube, you know. And then actually I was wrong. You wouldn't have believed the amount of packaging which they had stuck in that box. There was sheets after sheets after sheets, and that actually explains why that box had been opened, obviously over at Banggood before they shipped it, because they must have had issues before with it. And there was loads and loads of packaging foam inside of there, and the model literally turned up with one little dink. I was completely surprised. Now, also on the topic of the F22, and by the way, they got back to me in 14 minutes. Literally, I shot them an email. Very polite. Look at the state of this box. That's horrific. And they got back to me in 14 minutes. I was really surprised. Now, I do think, because I did post the video, stuck it on publicly, and I also put the @Banggood Twitter handle on it, that's probably why it got picked up so quickly. So maybe that's a little tip for you as well. Let's have a quick look. So I'm just trying to keep half an eye on the chat as well. Wayne says, I see, Matt, the XKA 1200 wing is made on the same way, only all EPO foam. Yeah, absolute brilliant stuff. Oh, good morning, Johnny, as well. I've seen Johnny turn up in the chat as well. So coming back onto the F22, is that, let me just zoom in on that one. Turn that off. There she is. That was me just trying to find an EDF to go in it yesterday quickly. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because I want to actually say a massive thank you to Nigel, because Nigel's pointed out something really, really obvious. And by the way, I didn't know which way was the right way to put around the EDF as well. So this is me asking daft questions in the Facebook group. So I am going to do a shameless plug for the FaceBalls group. if you'd like to join over 500 cool pilots like myself and everybody who else is on this chat right now, the Facebook group is free to join. There's a link to it in the video description. Just press the join button in your top right hand corner and one of us will pick up your request later today. Now, with that said, I do put daft questions in it. I genuinely didn't know which way does this go round, etc, etc. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning Nigel is because down here in the comments, I'll read this out. Nigel, so this is Nigel Smith, so big hat tip to Nigel. Another tip, Matt, I may be stating the bleeding obvious. Make sure everything in the fuselage is secure. I've seen quite a few maidens fail due to unsecured wires, ESCs, receivers being sucked into the EDF unit. And he's absolutely right. Think about this logically. If we scroll back up to the image and if I zoom in, is that we can see that there's a massive air scoops in the main part of the fuselage of the wing. And if we got cables loitering around, maybe even a receiver, with that amount of suction going through, it is going to end up in the blades, and that would be classed as sad days. Definitely not happy days. That would be sad days. Probably a good video, not probably a lot left of the model. So those of you which are, this is going to be my first EDF model, so I wanted to pause for a moment and say a massive thank you to Nigel. And yes, Jeff, I agree with you. That actually came up in me and Tom had a little chat afterwards yesterday, and he was saying, well, Matt, you're going to have like flown like 60, 70 models in a year, and I didn't think about it that way, but I've got to be getting close to that. In a year. In fact, it's not even a year since I've been flying. Remember, it was only in March 2016 when I got my AXN. So I think I'm doing all right. And yes, Jeff, I totally agree with you. I want all planes. Why would you not? They are absolute. I'm absolutely fascinated by this hobby. I have. Let's be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of warbirds at all. They are dirty little tip stallers. And sorry, I've stuffed a Hurricane in a really nice Dynam one as well, which I actually gave to Andrew or Heddy 2008 about a week ago. So look, I'm not going to repair it, have it. Here's all the parts. It probably only needed 2 or 3 hours work on it to make it look good again, but that was it. I'd had enough of it. But yeah, warbirds aren't my thing. This one's a fighter jet, not owned like a fighter jet in this kind of style. I've had a Radjet before, bloody good fun. But yeah, for me, it's just great fun. You know, there's just so much to this hobby. It's crazy stuff. Yeah, it's a playground in the garage. You are absolutely right. And flying Amiibo, yeah, lots of fun too. Loads and loads of fun. So this brings us on to the last topic for today's RC Coffee Chat. Right. Pausing for a quick sip. Right. Now, I had this one down as the last, but I'm actually going to cover that first. Work is a massive priority for me at the moment. I have an application which I need to basically completely rewrite. I mentioned earlier that I did on Wednesday or whichever, yeah, it was Wednesday, I did over 3 hours worth of live presenting on YouTube, and one of them was quite a large webinar with quite a few people on, to say the least, and I have to completely rewrite one of the applications which I wrote, written and tweet over a very long period of time, and I've got to rewrite it, and I'm in the process of doing that right now, and I've got such a disproportionate timeline to do it in, which is Monday, in short. So I've got the EFXtra sat there. I got part of the pod sat here next to me, and today was supposed to be a flying day, but I've got to pull rank. I really do need to go and do some work, but I wanted to give you a little insight on what's going on here in the background as far as models are going on. We've got the F22. That looks pretty straightforward to get built up. The Phantom FX61. She has, yesterday we stripped all the wiring out of the wings in there, and she's been lightly washed down with some soapy water, and she will be getting laminated very, very shortly. Well, I need to do a wiring loom for it, but well, for each wing. But she will be getting finally. That thing has done so many miles in the sky, is unreal. But she will finally be getting laminated. That's something which I will cover at some point in the near future. The EFXtra it's there. I haven't even put the control horns in it yet. I have glued together the FPV pod, but I've not sorted out the video transmitter, the little wiring loom which it needs and stuff. Like I said, I've got quite a bit of work going on at the moment. The Reflex 38 is only literally a couple of wires away from being ready. Literally just needs a bit of soldering to go on there. Oh, the Wombat has been painted, relaminated, and is sat over there on the workbench. That's actually job number 1 this morning for when they actually, ironically, when the wife comes into the office after we do normally daily meetings, is that we will get the motor back on the back of that one and we'll get the Wombat out again. Those of you which don't know the story behind the Wombat is that basically the sandwich at the back where the motor was mounted, it was just too thick, and we were getting an awful lot of prop noise on the back of her. So I've trimmed it right down on the back, and I'll swap motors over and also push the motor out further, so we end up with less prop noise on the back. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to flying the Wombat again. It was such a fantastic experience, because things like I'm thinking like the Micro Sky Hunter, for example, you take your thumb off the throttle or fingers off the throttle and it just sinks. Every other model which I've had pretty much will just sink in the sky, whereas the Wombat, it floats. It doesn't sink. It's such a curiosity. It's really nice to fly, whereas normally you ease off the throttle and then the model will just sink down, so then you can go and skirt underneath trees and whatever else. With the Wombat, I still remember I came round to, then I pulled off the throttle, and then I was waiting and I was waiting and I was waiting for it to sink, and it just wouldn't go, and I had to go off and abort and go round. Fantastic. And the speed on it, crazy, absolutely crazy. Let's have a quick look. I'm just seeing what's going on in the chat as well. Matt's hooked on IC. Yes, totally. Jeff, I want to fly the FX79 tomorrow again. Yeah, that's just a bigger version of the Phantom. The Phantom or the FX79, brilliant models. Absolutely brilliant. Just such big, floaty models where you can just basically sit back and relax and just enjoy the FPV experience. So that's our topics for today's RC Coffee Chat. Let me just quickly recap. We had your vote, and thank you, Ruds, for that vote. I've made my vote in there for one takeoff. Thank you. I don't know who I added all those vote options. They made me laugh, to say the least. Topic number 2 was the interview with Tom yesterday. What a top guy. Genuinely, what a really nice guy. If you haven't seen the interview with Tom yet, there is a link in the top right hand corner, and again I've put it in the video notes for you as well. Such a cool guy, to say the least. This is the thing, is that I've met so many cool people in this hobby. There's 500 of you in the Facebook group. You're all really cool people. It's so nice to see, and I genuinely really do mean that. We had that big hat tip to Kev as well for sorting out the spammers in the live unboxing which we did on Wednesday, and it was kind of like the anti-climax for me with unboxing the EFXtra. I've been looking forward to that model for a long period of time, and it just, we spoke later on about the work stuff. She's still sat there. I've kind of done a few bits on her, but work needs to pull rank for the next couple of days on that one. So, coming back to my main topic, thank you, Kev. We all appreciate you sorting those 2 plonkers out. Then we had the vote over red being the fastest colour, and it was unanimous across the whole board. Red is the fastest colour. We had 1 vote in the live unboxing where 28 of you were absolutely correct with yes and yes. And then in the RC Coffee Chat of 1:30, we asked which colour was the best, and there were 3 options in there for the EFXtra, and 39 of you were absolutely correct that red was the fastest colour. And then in the Facebook group as well, many of you also voted for red. So it is now official that red is the fastest colour on there, to say the least. Oh, and then that brings us on to our topic where we were having the nuts were ragged, and I'm just going to quickly put this back up on the screen. Remember, you can vote for which one you feel was the best landing. Was it Chris Beard's point landing? Now, you can score them for angles, so maybe Chris's landing is better than Brian's landing, because Chris got his Raja almost in vertical, so you may want to deduct a point or 2 for it not being absolutely vertical, but that EFXtra is really on one side as well, isn't it? So you may want to deduct a few points for that. On the flip side, Brian couldn't have owned that model for more than a couple of hours at least, and he had to use a screwdriver. I don't know, which one do you feel is better? And you can vote in the top right hand corner of your screen, and we'll look at your votes tomorrow morning. And obviously, if Brian had chosen a red one, then that maybe, just maybe, might not have happened, because we all know it's the fastest colour. The community has voted and spoken that red is the fastest colour. And then the other topic which we had, which was I was wrong on the F22. That box looked absolutely horrific. And then we had the follow-up video on that one, and it was fine. Now, the point which I'd like for you to take away on that experience is that if you do receive a package, whether it be a model or something else, and it doesn't look like it's in the best condition ever, whip out your phone and video it. You can't argue with the video on there. Now, obviously, in my case, I took all the packaging labels off so I didn't have my address splattered over it, because I knew I'd probably end up posting it on YouTube. If that's the same for you, take the labels off, because obviously for the supplier it's pretty obvious what's in the box. They know that you're telling the truth. Take a quick video of it. You've then got it on video, so you know what the state of the box was like. And of course, you can always just leave it on the side and just go over and make sure all the components which are in the box, all the parts were received, and you can argue with the video. If you think about what's Hobby King doing at the Tundra Challenge at the moment, one of their stipulations for that is that you show the propeller, you show the motor and the battery with no editing involved in it, just to show that you are using the desired config, for example. So let's have a quick look. Turbo Tyler landed, absolutely. And I'm just trying to keep up with your chat in the background. Let's have a quick look. Tom says, Matt, we should really show us flying close to some good reference points. Trees, for example. Absolutely. Oh, Ruds, you're absolutely right. Matt, you need stripes. They give 10% extra speed. They do. Go faster stripes. Absolutely. How could we think about that? How could we forget about that? Absolutely. And a checkerboard tail. We've already got a checkerboard. Oh, no. But we have 69 written on the back of mine, so that obviously makes it faster too. And we do have checkers up underneath the elevator fin as well. So on that note, it's time for me to go. Thank you ever so much for joining me for today's RC Coffee Chat. Remember, I'm going to stick that vote back up on the screen. You do get to vote which is better. Is it Chris's or is it Brian's landing? I don't know. You get to vote, and you can do that in the top right-hand corner while you're placing your vote. If you have enjoyed today's RC Coffee Chat, do me a favor while you're there, press the thumbs up button underneath this video. It helps me and it helps others find these videos. Also, if you're not in the Facebook group, underneath this video, click the show more button. There is a link to the FaceBalls group in there. It's free to join. Just press the join button in the top right hand corner. And if it is the first time you've been and joined us, welcome aboard. We run these RC Coffee Chats every single morning. Topics change pretty much every single day. Obviously, if we're going through a build, then you get updates on what's going on. You can hit the subscribe button underneath this video down that side. Sorry, it's really weird because it's in reverse on the webcam. Down in the left-hand side of your screen, press the subscribe button. If you'd like to be notified the second the next episode's been released, press the bell icon on YouTube and you'll be notified. And with that said, if it's good morning, if it's good afternoon, or maybe good night, depending where you are in the world, have a fantastic day, and we shall see you again tomorrow morning. So on that note, from myself, Matt, still warm. Brilliant. Cheerios!